So welcome back guys to the Becoming Spiritual YouTube channel. I'm your host Baba, and today we're going to be speaking about your personal spiritual ascension and your shadow. The importance of your shadow rather. And I want to just let you guys know there's a bit of noise in my background. Not sure if you guys are going to hear it, but just in case, just letting you guys know as a disclaimer, alright? There's some music playing very loudly close to where I am right now. But nevertheless, I haven't uploaded for a few days, so I need to do this right now because I have been, doing some navigation within my own realms and paths, right? So yes, guys. So to get into it, your spiritual ascension, it's not something that one can really describe in words, right? When you're on your spiritual path, after you'd have had your own initiation in regards to your awakening, because your awakening is your personal initiation into your spiritual journey. I mean, being alive has always been a part of your journey, but becoming consciously and subconsciously aware of the truths and the mysteries of life then becomes another realm or of initiation that most people never enter into, right? If you are attracted to my videos and what I teach here on this YouTube channel, then you are one of those people, more than likely, that either are already on your path or you will be within time, right? Because my messages, they are aligned a certain way spiritually that they reach who they are supposed to reach. So let's get into it, guys, without further ado. So on your own spiritual ascension path, again, it's not really about something that you can quantify necessarily. You will quantify it as you grow in spiritual power and you realize that you can do more things spiritually and that you can effect change in your life more readily. That's one way to know how you have grown or how you have ascended spiritually. But it really comes across as epiphanies, integrating and finding new knowledge and understanding how life works, right? Getting new gnosis from different things and different forms of knowledge that you'd have attained, whether through working with various energies, whatever you're drawn to, or just progressing on your path in different ways. Because remember, like I said, spirituality is a multidisciplinary path. It's psychology, it's metaphysics, it's geology, it's tantra, it's so many things together, right? I probably can't even list them all right now because it's so many things, right? It's quantum physics, right? I don't know if I said psychology already, right? It's so many things. And on this part, guys, it's important that you guys know that your journey, it will be different from that of most people. It will definitely be different, right? You other people won't necessarily understand your path because we all have our own frequency and vibration that we resonate at, and it's almost impossible for one to believe that every single person will identify and respect them. You'll mostly be misunderstood by the people closest to you, like your family and friends, because if they haven't had an awakening, they won't be ascending anyway, spiritually. The awakening, again, is the initiation. So the shadow is very important, guys. And it's important because without the shadow, it's almost like you're denying an entire other aspect of yourself that's necessary, not just for your survival, but for your progression. And, in all that you do, you need to do shadow work. There are various methods of doing shadow work. I personally know of this method that is called the 7 stairs, where it's a form of bardo, where you basically get in a Gnostic state or meditative state, and you descend 7 steps down into a room where you will sit across from your shadow through visualization techniques, and you start that conversation, right? Because remember, when you're in a meditative state and you're accessing your subconscious, you can receive information about anything that you are focusing on. So if you're now there, accessing your shadow through, these methods of a bardo, then you can actually receive the information that you need. You can get to know your shadow, and you can use the 7 steps too to meet your higher self. You may just visualize it in a different color, maybe white or something, that resonates, or blue, something that resonates with, what you'd consider to be your higher self. But your shadow is where all your power lies, really. Not all of it, but majority of it. The parts that get you through the hard times in life, the parts of you that society has shunned and told you that it does not have a place, right? Your hidden gifts, creativity, talent. Yes, your darker aspects of self are also there, but they are necessary, and you must cultivate your shadow. You must seek to know it, you must seek to love it, because this is another aspect of healing. And you must also, build it. You must feed your shadow. Meaning, it's so easy for us to say, okay, we're going to live good and we're going to do all these marvelous things for everyone, and maybe, even ourselves, and so on and so forth. But there's a part of us as well that is like a darkness. It is like a darkness that we must feed. Right? And I'm not saying necessarily to be malicious, but there are necessary evils that must be done on this earth. Right? You cannot be a person that's running a business or that just has your life and people are just dislike you for whatever reason, and they're coming after you in any way, shape, or form. Because to me, it's one of the worst things that a person can do is actually consistently actually put their mouth on you, meaning that they are consistently trying to tear you down with words. Because I understand, or I've come into the knowledge of understanding of how life really works. It functions on vibrations. When people are constantly putting out negative vibrations towards you, especially those generated within that throat chakra, it can impact you. And it can cause things to happen in your life, especially if your echo is already developed. Right? So what I'm saying, guys, is that there are necessary evils that must be done. You must learn how to do curses. You must learn how to return negative energy to senders. Right? You must learn to tap into your strength to get you through hard times. When you have necessary battles that must be fought, you must be able and willing to fight them. You cannot curl up into a corner and say, oh, it's all love and light. No, it's not all love and light down here in earth. There's a very large and vast amount of darkness. And if we should speak in the realms of light, there is more ultraviolet light than there is, or there's more dark matter. If we should speak in regards to matter, there's more dark matter and dark energy than what we'd consider to be light. Right, the majority of our universe is like 96% overall dark energy and dark matter. So one must learn to cultivate that. Right, remember we can only perceive like a percent of what's of the visible light spectrum, or of the light spectrum rather. Right, so there's many things that you're not seeing. The majority of our cells and atoms, if you want to use that quantification of science, is like 99% empty space. Right? So it's, you guys, it's really important to understand where we are and what we're doing here. If you should get into what Earth is, and after you'd have studied the Gnostics, and there's so much information, guys. I would recommend that everyone listens to like some Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, Dr. Phil Valentine. these guys have been doing the work that we are really now coming into. When you reach the level of understanding what Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, and Phil Valentine is saying, like I believe I heard a sister say once that I was listening on YouTube, you go into another realm. You start a quickening on your knowledge acquisition and ascension process, right? So it's important, guys, you must tap into that shadow energy, right? And if you are a practitioner, you must learn to do the necessary evils, because people will come at you when you start to vibrate higher, right? And you must be willing to get into that vibration and do the necessary that must be done. And the more that you tap into your shadow, the more you'll build your confidence, because you realize that all these things that people are afraid of, you may be just as capable of doing it as well. You may be willing to go to the ends of the earth to destroy somebody that's trying to destroy you. And that will within yourself, they may not even have it because they're not doing the work. It might be somewhere within them, but they're coming from maybe a place of envy where they're not even willing to go to certain extents to interfere with you. But when you see what you are truly capable of, meeting your shadow, you will think to yourself, well, someone must be really crazy to try and test me. Right? So guys, it's important that you understand that your journey is your own. Remember, we are all here, but we are all different as well. You may be from a different star system than I am, right? You may be aligned with either lighter or darker energies than I am. You may be aligned with different gods than I am, right? But it's not about me versus you. It's about you and you alone. And I'm speaking to everyone individually because I'm on my path and each of you guys are on yours as well, right? So it's about you. Tap into yourself, know yourself, meet your higher self, meet your shadow self, get to know them, understand them, right? And then you continue your work. Keep doing the work, because it takes time, but you will grow in power. And when you realize what you are actually capable of doing, meaning of manifesting in your life, of tapping into other realms and dimensions, of doing even the malicious when necessary, you will feel very good within self. Alright guys, so until we speak again, I need to actually do a video on like spiritual baths and so on, or I'll actually just do a short video and put links to other YouTubers so that you guys can actually tap into their information as well, right? So you guys, so until we speak again, with peace and love, you guys take care, alright? Okay, bye-bye.